with the distance as he advanced and retreated in the course of conversation. That is, he grew larger instead of smaller to my eye when he stepped away or backwards, and vice versa, as if the laws of perspective in his case had been wholly reversed. His aspect was misty and uncertain, as if he lacked sharp or permanent outlines, and the anomalies of his coloring and clothing baffled me utterly at first. At some point in my dream, Robert's vocal efforts had finally crystallized into audible speech, albeit speech of an abnormal thickness and dullness. I could not for a time understand anything he said, and even in the dream racked my brain for a clue to where he was, what he wanted to tell, and why his utterance was so clumsy and unintelligible. Then little by little, I began to distinguish words and phrases, the very first of which sufficed to throw my dreaming self into the wildest excitement and to establish a certain mental connection which had previously refused to take conscious form because of the utter incredibility of what it implied. I do not know how long I listened to those halting words amidst my deep slumber, but hours must have passed while the strangely remote speaker struggled on with his tale. There was revealed to me such a circumstance as I cannot hope to make others believe without the strongest corroborative evidence, yet which I was quite ready to accept as truth, both in the dream and after waking, because of my formed contacts with uncanny things. The boy was obviously watching my face, mobile in receptive sleep, as he choked along. For about the time I began to comprehend him, his own expression brightened and gave signs of gratitude and hope. Any attempt to hint at Robert's message, as it lingered in my ears after a sudden awakening in the cold, brings this narrative to a point where I must choose my words with the greatest care. Everything involved is so difficult to record that one tends to flounder helplessly. I have said that the revelation established in my mind a certain connection which reason had not allowed me to formulate consciously before. This connection, I need no longer hesitate to hint, had to do with the old Copenhagen mirror, whose suggestions of motion had so impressed me on the morning of the disappearance, and whose whirl-like contours and apparent illusions of suction had later exerted such a disquieting fascination on both Robert and me. Resolutely, though my outer consciousness had previously rejected what my intuition would have liked to imply, it could reject that stupendous conception no longer. What was fantasy in the tale of Alice now came to me as a grave and immediate reality. That looking-glass had indeed possessed a malign, abnormal suction, and the struggling speaker in my dream made clear the extent to which it violated all the known precedents of human experience and all the age-old laws of our three sane dimensions. It was more than a mirror. It was a gate, a trap, a link with spatial recesses not meant for the denizens of our visible universe, and realizable only in terms of the most intricate non-Euclidean mathematics. And in some outrageous fashion, Robert Grandison had passed out of our ken into the glass and was there immured, waiting for release. It is significant that upon awakening, I harbored no genuine doubt of the reality of the revelation. That I had actually held conversation with a trans-dimensional Robert, rather than evoked the whole episode from my broodings about his disappearance and about the old illusions of the mirror.